Alright, let's dive into something that's got everyone talking: Hawaii's brand new statewide cell phone policy for public schools. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me ask you this. How often do you think a simple rule change can actually reshape the way we learn, focus, and even interact with each other? Personally, I think this policy is more than just about phones. It's about reclaiming attention in an age where distraction is just a pocket away. So, let's break it down. First off, the policy itself is pretty straightforward. Elementary and middle school students: no phones during school hours. High schoolers: no phones during instructional time, but schools can decide if they want to allow them during breaks. On paper, it sounds like a no-brainer, right? But what makes this really interesting is the why behind it. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about teachers getting frustrated with Snapchat notifications. It's about addressing a bigger issue: how technology is rewiring our ability to focus. I mean, how many times have you caught yourself scrolling when you should have been listening? Multiply that by a classroom of students, and you start to see the problem. Now, let's talk about the teacher's perspective. One thing that immediately stands out is the enthusiasm from educators like Sherry and Wright, an English teacher at Kaimukī High. She's actually excited about this policy, and I get why. From my perspective, teachers have been battling for students' attention in a world where TikTok and Instagram are just a tap away. This policy isn't about control, it's about creating a space where learning can happen without constant interruption. What many people don't realize is that even the act of having a phone on your desk, even if it's not in use, can be a mental distraction. So, this policy, it's like hitting a reset button on classroom dynamics. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The policy isn't just about phones. It's part of a larger effort to rethink what school should look like in 2026. For example, Hawaii is also introducing farm-to-table food options in cafeterias. Personally, I think this is a brilliant move. If you're going to ask students to focus more, you also need to fuel them better. It's like the state is saying, we are not just changing the rules, we are changing the environment. This raises a deeper question. Are we finally starting to treat education holistically, or is this just a temporary band-aid? Another detail I find fascinating is how this policy intersects with the human side of school. Take Tiana Loketti, a yearbook teacher at Kaimukī High who's also an alum. Her story reminds us that school isn't just about policies, it's about people. What this really suggests is that while rules like this can feel impersonal, they are ultimately about creating a better experience for everyone involved. And let's not forget Ryan Swinehart, the special education teacher offering words of encouragement to incoming freshmen. In my opinion, this is where the policy's impact could be most profound. For anxious students, knowing there's a clear structure, and teachers who care, could make all the difference. Now, let's zoom out for a second. This policy isn't just a Hawaii thing, it's part of a global conversation about technology's role in education. Countries like France have already banned phones in schools entirely, and other states in the US are experimenting with similar rules. What's unique here is that Hawaii is taking a tiered approach, acknowledging that high schoolers might need more flexibility than younger students. But here's the thing, will this actually work? Or will it just lead to more creative ways to sneak phone use? I'm curious to see how students adapt, because let's be real, teenagers are nothing if not resourceful. So, what's the takeaway here? In my opinion, this policy is a bold experiment in reclaiming focus in an increasingly distracted world. But it's also a reminder that education isn't just about what happens in the classroom, it's about the environment we create, the food we provide, and the support we offer. As we watch this play out, I'm left wondering, Are we finally addressing the root causes of distraction, or are we just treating the symptoms? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear your take.